Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. As many of you know, I am currently 39 weeks pregnant with a massive baby boy. This is my second child and hopefully will be my second natural childbirth. Of course, we never know what we have in store when labor does come around, but I have been actively preparing for another out of hospital birth with this baby. And so I wanted to share with you guys some of the things that I've been doing ahead of time, some tips and tricks to prepare for natural childbirth and for a labor that's more quick, effective, and hopefully less painful. So let's jump into it and talk about some things that you can be doing ahead of time and in labor to make things go by just a little more quickly. Okay, so my first tip in preparing for a natural, hopefully quick childbirth is to drink red raspberry leaf tea or pregnancy tea. Contrary to popular belief on the internet, you can start drinking red raspberry leaf tea as early in your pregnancy as you want. I've been drinking this like loose leaf pregnancy tea that my midwife makes at least 1 cup a day since the first trimester, 2 cups a day in the second trimester, and now I drink a minimum of 3 cups a day in the third trimester. And then actually in the last 4 weeks of pregnancy, I have her last 4 weeks version, which is actually even stronger and has a few other herbs in it. So red raspberry leaf tea will not induce your labor. It's not going to break your water. It's not going to make your baby come earlier than he or she is supposed to. What it does is it strengthens and tones your uterus. So you can actually drink this when you're not pregnant. It's great for women's health overall. But the thought is that it's going to make your contractions more effective when the big day comes. So it's going to be helping you to strengthen and tone all those muscles in your uterus that are going to help to push the baby out, and also that are going to help to put the placenta out. So by strengthening and toning these ahead of time, you're in turn hopefully making your contractions more effective, which will ideally cause you to have less contractions over the course of your labor. Tip number 2 that you can do to prepare for a shorter, hopefully more effective labor is to take Eveninge Primrose oil starting in your 36th week of pregnancy. So basically, Eveninge Primrose oil contains prostaglandins, which are known to ripen the cervix. So as you begin taking it in the latent part of your third trimester, it should help to prepare your cervix to ripen more smoothly and progressively, so that when you get into labor, hopefully you don't have any stalls and your cervix continues to ripen. So for what was recommended for me, of course, you should always talk to your doctor or your midwife before you take any of these protocols. But what I did was I started taking it orally about 36 weeks. And then between 37 and 38 weeks, you can also start to insert it. Sorry, Dad, if you're watching this. You can also start to insert it vaginally. It's best to do this at night. So poke a hole in it with a pin, insert it, and then lay down, you know, obviously so it stays where it's supposed to stay. And that should help to expose your cervix to the prostaglandins and help it to ripen faster, so that when you are in active labor, things just open up as quick as they possibly can. On the same note of cervical ripening, a third tip is to eat 6 dates a day. I know some of you have probably heard this before, but there's been a few small studies where they followed, I think, like 100 to 200 women, and they showed that if you ate 6 dates a day in the last 4 to 5 weeks of your pregnancy, that it helped your cervix to ripen more quickly, and that the women that did it had shorter labors and were less likely to tear. Now, dates are pretty tasty. Obviously, this is not super scientific, but if the evidence shows that it's gonna help me have a shorter labor, I'm gonna eat 6 dates a day. And we'll just see what happens. Dates are also high in vitamin A and folate, which, as you know, are great for your baby. So it's not bad for you to be eating these dates, and they also have healthy sugars in them, so they can help give you some more stamina during labor, as well as keep you regular for that first postpartum movement that you're gonna have. My 4th tip is to do perineal massage. Now, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to demonstrate this here, but you can Google what perineal massage is. And basically, it's just preparing your lady bits for the grand entrance of your baby to the world. One of the things that slows labor down in the final stages is that stretching of your perineum to accommodate for the baby to pass through. That's also where women tend to tear. So if you prepare your perineum with perineal massage ahead of time, not only will it help your baby to have a little smoother exit, it's also going to reduce your risk of tearing. So definitely Google that and then give it a go, and hopefully it will help you when your big labor day comes. My fifth tip is to work to get your baby in an optimal position before labor so that he or she will have the smoothest exit route possible. A great website for doing this is Spinning Babies. They have a lot of good exercises that you can do and positions you can hold to help turn your baby, not only from a breech position to a head down position, but also if your baby, like mine, is facing posteriorly, you can help to turn him or her so that she is in a more ideal position for labor to progress. So check out Spinning Babies. I'll link a few other places down below where you can look at pre-labor exercises such as squatting and some yoga moves that'll help your baby to be in an ideal position so that your labor will progress the way that it's supposed to. My sixth tip in preparing for a quick labor and delivery is to practice some relaxation techniques ahead of time. Now, last time I did hypno babies, and I can't say that it helped me to have like an orgasmic or blissful birth by any means, but it did help me to relax during labor and to remember the pain was for something, for a positive means to an end, basically. So if hypnosis really isn't your thing, there's a lot of other relaxation techniques you can practice ahead of time, but doing yoga or the hypno babies, or even just practicing your own mantra, like one that I like is that my contractions can never be stronger than me because they are me. If you practice saying those things to yourself before, then you have something in your bag so that when you're in labor, you can remind yourself to fully relax and just let your uterus do its work. By relaxing your jaw, your head, your muscles, you're not counteracting the work that your uterus is doing to push your baby down. My seventh tip for preparing for a quicker labor and delivery is to exercise up until the big day. And this doesn't mean doing CrossFit or running or any kind of intense exercise, but try to get your body to move every day so that you keep your joints and your ligaments loose, so your pelvis is free to open up, and so you're able to move around during labor. So even in that last trimester, I know, at least for me this time, it's been really hard to go on walks or continue swimming like I was earlier in pregnancy, but I try my best every day to at least walk for 30 minutes. And it's been great at keeping my baby down, helping him to ease into a better position, and also just to keep everything loose and strong so that it's ready for the big day. My final tip is to labor in a place where you feel most comfortable for the majority of your labor. So if you're planning on going to a hospital to deliver, maybe consider staying home as long as possible in those early phases of labor so that you can move around freely, you don't have anyone interrupting you, and you can have a calm, quiet space to work on moving your baby down. If you work with yourself in a calm environment in your early labor, you're gonna really make more progress than if you are heightening your adrenaline, if you're moving around to a new location. All that stuff can slow your labor. So it's a good idea to stay home in early labor, or if you are planning a home birth or out of hospital birth, just wait a little while in the early stages before you call anyone, before you get excited, and just spend some time with yourself and with your baby and building a calming atmosphere and getting your body just ready for the work that it's about to do. Just enjoy the time and try to relax in a quiet, comfortable environment the best that you can, and that will help your baby to move down and for things to happen more quickly. All right, so I hope you enjoyed these 8 tips for helping you to have a faster, smoother, more effective natural labor. Of course, we never know what we have in store for the big day, so we can prepare all that we want, and then who knows what's gonna happen. But hopefully by doing some of these things, you up your odds of having a smooth, quick, and easy labor easy. If you have any advice for moms that are expecting, if you're expecting yourself or you've gone through a natural labor and you have some things that you think have helped you in the past, please leave those in the comments below. I know I will find them super helpful because I'm gearing up right now to deliver another baby. And I know other moms will find them super helpful as well. And as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Adios.